Today is cleaning day for Vanilla Ice. I have made some very pungent things in this machine over the last few weeks and it needs a good bath. I want to start the new year off with my freeze dryer being bright and clean and ready to go because I have a huge freeze drying project I'm going to start in January that I can't wait to bring you guys along for. I'll tell you about it at the end of the video. So come along with me today while I give this baby a scrub up. I'll show you my favorite way to clean this. It really is easy to clean your freeze dryer. It's just kind of a chore, so it's something that I tend to put off, but not anymore. First, we have to take off our rubber gasket. We need to pull out our shelving unit, but in the back is a cord that you need to unplug. So I like to kind of rest it up on my knee, reach back here. Here we go. You guys, I am ashamed that I still have not fixed this. Before I put my machine back together, I'm going to go to the store and find some double-sided tape so that I can get this back on here. It's driving me crazy that I haven't fixed it. It's one of those things where it's like such an easy fix, but you just put off and off for forever. So if this ever comes off, it's like a little insulation pad. You can use like a double-sided tape to put on here. I know many of you have given me lots of suggestions on what to use, and I tried to go back in my videos and find it and couldn't find it. So we'll see what I end up using. I like to start my cleaning by cleaning out the drum because that's just the easiest. There are many different ways to clean your freeze dryer. This is just the way I do it. It's always worked great for me. I like to use isopropyl alcohol just diluted in water. This is almost empty, so I'm just gonna finish it out. I like to get the plug out of the way and just spray, spray, spray all around in here. The key is you want to use a non-abrasive cloth to clean the drum because it can scratch and mess up the drum if you don't. I just use a microfiber towel. Even that cord can get icky with foods, so I just like to spray directly on my rag and just wipe down the outside of the power cord. I will also take cleaner and just dump it straight down the drain hole in the back. And I have little scrubbies that fit down the drain tube. I just cannot find them. I know I used them for something else, so I'm hoping they're upstairs in my kitchen somewhere. But it's very important to scrub down in there and just make sure your drain hose is going into your bucket. We are going to clean the bucket too. The rubber gasket seal is kind of a pain to clean, but you do want to clean it. I just spray it down, but you want to get in like the little cracks and crevices with your towel. I hope everyone watching this video today had a wonderful Christmas. We had a great Christmas with my family. It's a bummer because in Alaska you can kind of expect to have a white Christmas. We did not have a white Christmas. We didn't have snow. It was such a bummer. I mean, we still have a small, tiny layer of snow, which is basically ice out there still that just hasn't melted. But it would sure be nice if we got some snow around here. Okay, now that this is clean, I'm just gonna store it up here until we're ready to put it back on. I'm gonna switch out towels. I'm ready to focus over on my shelf. I have seen people use like scrub brushes. I tried to use like a clean toilet wand to clean in this, which was fine, but I tend to just like using a towel, I spray it down and just wipe it with my hands. For deep messes, you can, like, I had a huge explosion in here one time and it was a sticky, cruddy mess. I took it to my bathtub. That was the only like vessel big enough, but if you have a large sink, you could do it in a sink too. And hot water, scrubbed it down. You can use a mild detergent on this, and that worked pretty well. But let me show you how it gets kind of dirty in there. Like, I don't know if it's coming up well on camera, but in the back, there's like goopy drops towards the top on that back wall. Sometimes your heat pads up here get icky. So I just like reach my hand in there and give it a little scrub down. That like works pretty well. But sometimes it hurts your hands. And on the more narrow shelving units, like if you have 5 or 6, it's a lot harder to just do with your hands. Okay, I got the shelves all cleaned. My hands are a little sore, but that's okay. I do like to still wipe down the entire surface of the unit just because those smells from things like pickles, garlic, onion really get in those crevices. I think we're good over here. So I am not gonna put this, I almost just went to put this back into my machine, but I promised myself I'm going to solve this problem before I do that. So this is gonna sit here all nice and clean. We're gonna focus our attention back to vanilla ice. I like to spray down the window and I spray down the whole, I just give the whole thing a nice little wipe down. Still using just microfiber towels. I'm going to remove my drain from my bucket and change out the water. I'm also going to wipe the shelf down here down. I've got trays I need to take upstairs to wash. I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to use this little brush to go down into my drain hole. I had a like wider bristled one and I will have them linked in my video description. I just got them off of Amazon. They worked well. This is just like a straw cleaner. I'm going to use this. I'm going to get a little bit more cleaner down there. I've got a few more cards to add to my card wall. Kim in Payson, Arizona. One of my childhood memories is going camping up in Payson. It's so beautiful there. Marie in Lancaster, California, and her card had a pack of seeds in it. What a cute idea is that? Catherine in Nevada. Peggy Sue in Texas. And I have to show you what Brian and Tammy sent me from Ohio. It is one of my favorite gifts I got all Christmas. If you've been around since Gus was here, you are going to love this too. They do laser engraving and took an image of Gus and put it onto an ornament. And they gave me a few of these. I already put one up on my tree. I gave one to my next door neighbors who really loved Gus as much as we did. This really was so special. So thank you so much. I had so many cards addressed to me and Gus, and I just wish Gus was still around. We're hoping he's okay, living his best moose life. We just don't know, but crossing our fingers. This was such a cute memorial for him. We will never forget our sweet Gus. So thank you. This really meant a lot to me. Because we're in Alaska, sometimes mail can be very slow. So I am still checking my P.O. box and I will still be sending out our Christmas cards back to you as I receive cards. So to everyone who sent me a card here on my wall, thank you. I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to go to the store and find some double-sided tape to use for my shelving unit. And then we could put this back together and it will be ready for my big project I have planned. I went to Walmart and this is what I ended up purchasing to secure the insulation piece to the top of my shelf. I was looking at the different mounting tape options and they were all pretty thick, which would not put this like flush here on the shelf. It would like be uneven and partly up. It was originally glued, so we're just gonna try to glue it with this and see how it goes. This does say it can be used for fabric, paper, wood, plastic, cardboard, metal, and foam. So I think it's gonna work. I should read the directions. It says shake, can well, hold 6 to 8 inches from the surface to be bonded, spray an even coat. Spray both surfaces to be joined. So I'm gonna spray the top and the bottom. Allow to dry to tack for 1 minute, then push it together. Okay. All right, I would say it's been about a minute. Let's see if I can get this on. It's curved over time, so I'm gonna have to definitely like push it and hold it down. I thought maybe I should just turn it upside down and have it put pressure on itself that way. Let's really push the corners. And I am going to turn it over. And I'm gonna let this sit for probably another 20 minutes before I put it back in the machine. Remember how I said it like has not snowed in forever? It's snowing outside right now. I don't ever trust the weather forecast because there have been many times over the last few weeks where it says it's gonna snow and then it never does. So I didn't believe it, but let me run you outside to show you. It's very light. So I don't even know if it's coming up on screen, but there are some flurries falling down right now. Can you see them? Probably not, but you can see the little footprints down there. That there's some new snow. Thought I would tell you about the project that I want to do for the new year. Mr. Freeze Dry is actually who thought of this, and I thought it would be a really fun challenge for myself and a great way to get my prepper stash filled up in a nice and organized manner. I want to make an entire year's supply of food. And so that's gonna be freeze-dried breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I'm gonna do these in bulk, but throughout the course of the next few months, I am going to be freeze-drying foods for the year's supply. And then I wanna think of some type of system to have it organized in one space, like some big totes or something, I'm not sure. But I thought that was such a good idea. There is a product that I have purchased in the past that I will show you in my intro video to my homemade year supply. I will show you what I have purchased in the past, which now as a freeze dryer myself, I'm ashamed that I bought. Not ashamed. I bought it not knowing that I would ever own a freeze dryer. But now that I own a freeze dryer, we're gonna make it so much better, and I'm super excited about it. So if you wanna join me in working on a year's supply of food using your freeze dryer, make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell notification so you see when my videos go live, and I will explain the whole process coming up. All right, let's see how this held up. I think we're on. I don't wanna like rip it off, but I think we have success. Now we're gonna get this back into the drum. I'm so glad to have this task done. It's been eating at me literally for so long. You guys know, you probably remember better than I do when I first noticed that this came off. All right, knee shelf in gear. I gotta plug in the plug. All right. I try to lift it in here and not just slide it because it scratches it as it slides. I noticed some scratches down here, and I think that's from pulling this in and out. I need to be better about like lifting it in there. Okay, voila. And voila, and voila. I'm so glad this job is done. Thank you so much for being here. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful New Year's, and let's get freeze drying together in 2026. I'm really excited for some new fun things to try, and I hope you'll follow along with me. Remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, friends.